Synergy Cafe, do you got your cafe here? I've got a new friend and guest on for Synergy Cafe, and her name is Dianne Collins. Dianne, are you there?
I certainly am. Great to
Hello.
be here with you, Brad.
Where are you located? Are you on the west side, east side? Where are you?
I'm on the East Coast, southeast, in sunny, not too sunny today yet, Florida, in Miami Beach, which is called Sunny Isles Beach, where I live, but essentially the northern part of Miami Beach.
Got it. Sunny Isles. You got to do something about to get that sun back out there.
That's right.
So, Diane, I do these kind of quick and get them so that we don't take too much of people's time because time is expensive these days. So
Yeah.
we do them kind of fast, and I just get right into it. So the basics is, who are you? Who's Diane? Is she married? Is she got kids? Who are you?
Who am I? I am married. I've been married to Alan Collins, who is a master quantum think coach and my partner in life and everything for 25 years as of 2014. So whenever anyone's seeing this. And I grew up in Shrewsbury, New Jersey, in a nice, sweet, wonderful town. And now I was a pioneer and had my whole family be moving to South Florida. So we don't have any children. We do have lots of creative projects that we consider our children. And we're happy here. And my mother's here. She's going to be 93 soon, going strong. My sister's here. My brother's here with his wife. And everything's good. We love tennis. We love meditation. We love new adventures. We love partying with the rock stars on South Beach. So we swing the full gamut from being involved in program and the study of spirituality, just to give the gamut, and everything from deep metaphysical experiences
You
to
do a lot of fun stuff, so that's kind
yeah.
of who you are. But as far as what you do, I know that you were an author because I got your book you guys sent to me.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That was very prompt and very well done with a nice little card in there and everything. Very professional. So we can talk
Yeah.
more about your book and whatever we got coming up later. But so can you kind of summarize what it is that you do?
What I do is I I would say I'm a catalyst for people to expand their worldview, the whole way that they relate to the nature of reality and their thinking in particular, in sync with quantum principles, insights from quantum science of, cutting edge insight about the nature of reality and how mind to mind and mind to matter connection and communication work, merging with universal spiritual wisdom common to all mastery traditions, and what I do is have it be accessible, have it be modernized, and have it be practical and fun so that we take a literal quantum leap in consciousness. Because what most people don't realize, Brad, is that thinking, like everything in the universe, takes place in a system, as a system. The system is based in the prevailing assumptions, beliefs, ideas of the world view, what we believe to be true about the nature of reality and how it works. So, essentially, we're in a quantum age. We know that the universe, the nature of life, is more mind-like than machine-like, but we're still under the influence, even those of us on a conscious path that I lovingly call the consciousness crowd, still very much influence in our patterns of thinking and how we relate to the world by the industrial age assumptions. And those assumptions said the world is a machine, it's thing-like, it's objective reality out there, that it's is-like, there are fixed and static ways of circumstances that we have to manipulate our way around.
Nice.
Whereas when you're quantum thinking, and quantum think is a specific system of thinking based in 21 principles and practices for the mind and awareness, when you're quantum thinking, you're thinking from infinite possibility. You're living from the multi-dimensions of life as a way of life.
So that's some pretty deep stuff that you're getting into. But before, I want to talk more about that because I love that kind of thing. With me being a magician and the whole concept of
Yeah, it is
perception.
magical.
It is. It's,
Right.
but first, I want to ask one of my favorite questions, and that is the big why. why is it that you got into this? Why are you not like a singer or an actor, or why aren't you maybe like working on a fishing trawler or something?
There is a destiny to things.
So yeah, why do you do that? Why are you doing this?
Why I do the way I do. I woke up into the world. I thought I'm on the wrong planet because there was such a discrepancy about the way that people say they are, loving and kind and, considerate and all this thing, and then how we're actually being. So I thought, well, there's something wrong with this picture. And like everyone else, I want a better world. I want human beings. I want all of us, me, starting with me, to be able to live up to our highest nature, our divine nature, and to sustain it, to be actually established in that state. And of course, along the way, you come across, as you think, so you become. And that's when I realized it's not just you're choosing one thought at a time. Most of the time, we don't even choose our thoughts. I call it the myth of choice in Do You Quantum Think, the book, because we don't realize how much we're under the influence of old patterns and habits of thinking. So the why is that, it's very simple. I wanted a better world. I wanted a better life. I wanted people to be happy and productive, and not just the elite few or the spiritual intelligentsia, but everybody.
I don't even think the head doesn't exist. Just go right to the heart. And now I'm doing things that I have no idea how they're coming about, and I don't care. And I have no idea where they're going, and I don't care. I'm just going with it. And it's a weird thinking, but I think that's kind of what you're talking about. Is thinking
yes,
totally
it is.
Not logical at all.
Because that's an example. I love what your coach is saying about the heart. And the heart, the spiritual masters say the mind is located. The center of mind is located in the heart. Mm-hmm. So our idea about mind being associated with head or synonymous with brain, that's one of the erroneous assumptions of what I lovingly call the old worldview, the industrial age worldview, that said only matter is real. That was the declaration of science. So we associated the mind with brain, and the brain is because it's located in the head, at least one section. And it just goes to show you how we're not thinking holistically and holographically. We're not thinking from whole systems. We think, most people think holistic is an alternative healing method, but it's actually the fundamental principle of the universe. So when you're living fully dimensionally, when you're quantum thinking, you're thinking both and. So the logical part of us is very important, you see. The old world view has trained us to be analytical, logical, what people think of as left brain. If you think of things as left and right brain, you're already limiting yourself. The people who say get out of your head and go to your heart, that's a limitation from my point of view, from a quantum think perspective, because we don't cut anything out. We expand and integrate. So it's very important to in quantum think, the method of learning, what I call, and it's one of the 21 principles, the art of distinguishing, a new worldview of learning. So what is distinguishing is to bring something into your awareness right now, as we speak, in the present moment, in such a way that it transforms your relationship to it, expands it, for the better. So when the people start talking about, drop your mind, drop your ordinary logic and come to the heart, to me, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just an illustration of how we've been conditioned and limited.
In his defense, he didn't say that. I kind of said that.
Okay. Well, I'm not saying it's not even personal. Why. It's not his fault. It's all of us.
It's me thinking in my logical head again.
Yeah, because the thing is that we are really good at ordinary logic. That was how the old worldview, the scientists wanted to make sense, understanding, ordinary logic, sense of the world that probably seemed very chaotic at the time, come out of the agrarian culture and come into the industrial age, and it gave rise to a lot of genius was expressed and gave rise to machines, and eventually we got to, electric electronics and all that. And then now we know more. So quantum think is not about science. It's about how the discoveries of science have shaped the way we think and how we can proactively shape ourselves. So if I say to be able to distinguish, for example, between intellect, instinct, and intuition, this is very important because we're all talking about living consciously, right? Choosing to and being in the state of co-creation. I think that's what you're talking about, Brad, where you say, I don't know what's going on, and it's great, because you're in that principle of allowing. You know what your intent is, and we don't always see from a quantum worldview how that is going to play out, how your intent is going to play out. And that is really the great magical Brad news, because what it means is, let's say you can only see in a given moment in space-time 10% of what's possible, of your options, of even what you can imagine. Let's just say that's 10%. The other 90% is there in the possible world, which quantum scientists say the possible world has existence. It's not nothing. It's not like something in the actual world and nothing. No. So we're always functioning, we're co-creating in that infinite mind. And when you create your intent to be able to utilize everything that you've been given, all your experiences, your experience in event planning and in understanding that whole business of it, understanding how to bring people out through events, how to bring people together, using your qualities as an entertainer, as a musician. And you put this, when you're thinking holistically, in quantum think, there is a distinction called the holo movement of purpose, where you distinguish your purpose like a well-written screenplay, like you see your whole story. So it's not like, well, I used to be a magician and now I'm this, or as I say it,
right.
Divine creator gives us all the experiences, talents we need
Well,
to
I
live
got
our
your.
purpose.
I don't want to cut you off, but we're coming to the end of it, and then the
Okay.
chimes are going off on here. So I want to, if you could share with anything, maybe about 30 seconds. Do you have any other books coming out? You got any events or anything like that? And
Well, I
this
would
is
like
cool.
to invite everyone to come on into our group in Quantum Thinkers group on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, come on. It's an open group, and it's called Quantum Thinkers, Coaches and Leaders Learning to Quantum Think Together. And every week I, put something out and people are commenting, and it's like very high quality. Not that everyone isn't, but it's like a high quality community of people, and you'll really love it. And I'm saying that because that's how you can you eventually connect to everything I'm doing, which we have some new things coming out in the fall. And the other thing is, of course, I invite everyone to read Do You Quantum Think, which people consider a classic. It's like, I call it a friend for life. You open it anywhere, you get the message. And of course, visit me on my website, DianneCollins.com, Dianne with two N's, DianneCollins. Thanks for letting me give that little promo on myself. But
Perfect.
I
Well,
do have a lot of free audio and video on there.
I'm past
And if you
15
want to
minutes,
learn
so
more about it,
I gotta tighten this up so I can be able to
okay.
record it. But I appreciate you taking the time, and I will get this edited and beamed up, and then we can maybe do another one, maybe just specifically focused on whatever you got, because you got some very interesting stuff there that's based in the heart and the head.
That's right. Thank you.
Great.
Namaste.
Thank you. Peace.
All the best. Good luck, Magic Brad.